So this is what happened. I was watching Love and Basketball the other day, right? And it got to the scene where she told him 2 weeks before he's getting married that she lost her love or passion for playing ball because he was no longer in her life, right?
Aww.
And this is 2 weeks prior to him getting married, right? So whatever, they do that one-on-one, right? He beats her, and he says double or nothing.
Double up.
And obviously we know how that ended up being together, which made me start thinking, right? He was ready to get married to somebody else, but clearly he still had feelings for somebody else that trumped, bad word to use, but I saw it go, right?
Mm-hmm.
I
understand the context.
Right? That were more prevalent than the feelings he had for his soon-to-be wife. So, is it fair on any aspect that somebody may have unresolved issues in their past, or the person that they used to wake up and think about in the morning, go to sleep thinking about, and they've just decided based off whatever to move on from that, right? I guess saying out loud, saying to you, believe it, saying that I moved on, I'm better off, I have a better life. But that person reemerges and adds that ripple effect into your life. Like a lot of people, more or less, the person they're with is kind of like a consolation prize. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you wanted to be with somebody else. You tried and maybe exhausted your options to be with somebody else, and it just never worked. So the person who came into your life after the fact and gave you the things that were reminiscent of the holes that person left, you know, you kind of grow into that situation. So, I don't know, I've been that guy. I've been that guy where just to test, or if I wanted to provoke something, like, oh yeah, you're over me, I watch. You understand what I'm saying? But is that fair to go and start a new life, build a family, get a home? I mean, like jump all in with somebody, fully knowing that there's something you have not addressed, that there's an unresolved matter in your life that if that were to resurface, would throw everything off course. Really complex in my questions sometimes, I know, man. They thought we talk about was music and clothes and, you know, like small bullshit, but I feel we're very thought-provoking over here.
Absolutely.
I need perspective, fellas.
Man.
I feel that.
I'm trying to process. All right, let me jump in.
I understand, like, I really, because I've never watched the movie and took it in that aspect, right? But now that I'm older and got to rewatch it again, that's all I really focused on. Like, yo, he didn't really love. Who was that? That was it was Tyra that played his right?
I can't remember.
Sex,
I haven't watched it, but it was.
Right?
It was.
But that's not fair, bro. Like, you know what I mean? And you know, I've been this shit disturber in situations, right, where maybe someone, you know, I'm single, whatever, but someone's ready to move on from. I'm like,
nah, you're not ready.
You know what I mean? And this is something that you're just really pumping yourself up and you know what I mean, being your own cheerleading squad about it. You're really being unfair to homeboy.
You're right.
Like, I know that I hold more weight than him. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, he might be the one that wants to walk in public and hold your hand at that time, or let me promise you things that I just knew as a real dude I couldn't. I mean, like, I can say whatever I want, but it doesn't mean it's legit. And you might chastise me on that, right? Chastise me on that. So it's not fair for even males to do it to men or men to do it to females, fully knowing you have somebody unresolved. It's like you want to quit smoking, but your alternative is just to avoid convenience stores altogether.
Right.
The cigarettes are still in the convenience store.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, you're trying to dodge that at all costs. You haven't really confronted your need to quit smoking appropriately, taking your 12 or your 5-step program.
Right.
You're just on some avoidance, right? And just trying to fill holes where there are. But what's your perspective on it?
All right. Yeah, that is.
I don't think I've ever asked a 6-minute question. It seems like I hit you guys with an episode of what's the one with the spinner, man? Inception.
Oh, Inception. yeah.
Fuck shit. My bad, fellas. I need answers also.
I mean, I don't know if the person is toxic to you, if I'm understanding your question correctly, if the
So
person,
love and basketball, right? Like,
Yeah.
This is a summary of it. Obviously, they grew up in the same neighborhood. She's a girl. She had the hat on, took the hat off. She can play ball. He
Yeah.
pushed her on some sucker shit, whatever. They grew up. You know what I mean? They both went to USC, right?
Yeah.
He was the man. You know what I mean? At his school, and she was coming off a bench, had to earn her stripes. But then their things changed. Where she took a starter spot, whatever. But
He got
when
injured.
it came to her getting the shine, he got in his feelings. He was going through things, right? So he ultimately disrespected her, and like when she went to the dorm to check him, he had another girl
Shorty,
there,
yeah.
right? And so then after, like, they kind of ended on a bad note, right?
Yeah.
And then, like, I think 4 or 5 years removed from the fact or whatever, like, so she's moved on and he's moved on. He has a fiance, but about to get married 2 weeks before they were about to get married. Like, she finally figured out the answer as to why she lost her passion for ball. It's because he tied in with the passion.
yeah,
Right? So basically saying, yo, I still love you. And he's on some, what the hell, like 2 weeks before my wedding, like, what's this kind of like, that can't go on. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
But he obviously still loved her as well, right? Or as to why, even when he beat her and he went hard, like, he was
Yeah,
like
I
posting
remember.
her up and shit.
Yeah.
He said double or nothing. So that means that he was ready to jump the broom and move on with somebody else. But had he bucked her in a Walmart or just any chance encounter or whatever, there could be unresolved feelings that get stirred up. Like, is that fair to your partner, fully knowing that there's things in your past that you have not fully come to grips with, or, you know what I mean, confronted the proper way? You know what I mean? Because even so, she just said, oh, I heard a lot about you, but he probably told her some of this is my homegirl type shit. You understand what I'm saying? Fully knowing that it's more, so.
Well, I mean, the short answer is no, right? It's not. It's not fair, right? Like, the short answer is this: if you are starting a relationship with somebody else and you know that literally there's someone that you will throw away everything for, that meaning that person comes in your life right now, you're not even, there's no hesitation. You already know, like, this is who I'm going to jump to. It's not fair. But life isn't fair. Sometimes people aren't even aware, right? They feel like they've moved on, right? They've allowed themselves to actually feel something for somebody else, talk to another person, start going the extra mile, and they think in their mind, yeah, you know, I moved on, right? Like, you know, that person is over there, I'm over here, and all it takes is that, like you said, that one chance encounter, and then all of a sudden, all those unresolved feelings come back.
Is that somebody who has actually moved on, or some things they say you need to speak into existence, right? So has that person actually moved on, or they have told themselves they moved on and said it enough times out loud where they've convinced themselves? And because once you start convincing yourself of something, it's easier to convince others.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So I think in that aspect, he told himself he moved on, whatever the case may be, but
for sure.
he didn't really come to grips or close that chapter off properly.
Well, the
right?
funny thing about that is, you know, I can speak from first-hand experience, right?
No judges.
I can speak from first-hand experience where, you know, someone that I dealt with in the past end up going with somebody about to get married. You know, you're at your engagement party messaging me about things that we did back in the day, blah blah blah. You know,
flag on the plate. We skip the yellow.
yo, straight to.
No yellow cards.
That's it. That's it. Red card, you're out the game.
direct red.
Right.
Where's Momo? Fuck.
He would jump right in. Momo. But yeah, I mean, essentially that was the case, right? And then, you know, fast forward, married, you know, on their way with kids and things like that, and still, you know, a chance encounter again. You know what I mean? And you know, I'm being told, hey, you know, I don't love that person. You know what I mean? And you're just like, you know, my younger savage self.
That's foul.
So my younger savage self would have been like, All right.
Sign and
You know
pop.
what I mean? Feed the ego and you move on. But, I actually felt real bad for homeboy because, like he's actually in it for the right reasons
Yeah.
with this person. You know what I mean? Like that's, to him, that's his, whatever the guy's name is in Love and Basketball, that's his equivalent, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Respect that girl.
yeah, like he's been. But he's been loving her forever, and so But that's the thing. Like a lot of times, people are in relationships.
Raphael Sadiq, good man. You ever see that music video? Raphael Sadiq, good man.
I don't think I
I've
watched
seen
that
a video. No.
Like, it is one of the most fucked up R&B friggin' So what it is that this dude goes to work and he brings home the bacon. He's just a real blue collar dude, right? And all the while he's at work, she's complaining. She has all these things. Like he's actually going to work just to help provide a lifestyle for her. But then she's there creeping on somebody else. He comes from work and like sees her. Like, he just completely ruined the dude. Like legit, there's no good men out there, right? But this is a dude doing everything by the book.
Right.
Just building the foundation of a home, right? And then she's there, calling other dudes, to like come through. And even at instances where you see like girls that may have somebody in their life, and then like there's some dude creeping, and then oh, that's your uncle, or yeah, you have, calling homeboy uncle and everything. Like, oh, why is uncle always here every time dad's not?
Wow.
I don't know, man. Look, I actually really got to thinking, man, and it's fucked up, man.
It's
These
foul.
I don't know what to say, like
consolation prize, like.
I think everybody has like that, what do you call it, like a white whale, like that unicorn, that thing that you love, or it's like holy, like you've seen it once and it's like you have to have it. Like if you see it again, like it'll make your world complete. But sometimes you gotta be realistic. Like you can't, like if you're hung up on a dude, if he's not like showing you that same type of love, like you just gotta move on with your life. Or a girl, yeah. Like you gotta move on. Like homegirl still pining over you. It's like, why'd you even put yourself in a position to get married? Like she had to like settle it with you. Like, yo, are you feeling me? Like you have to have that real conversation. Like, yo, is this ever gonna go anywhere but a pine? If not, like, yo, you have to be the adult and be like, I can't keep on doing this for myself and future relationships.
Like keep game, like Kim Kardashian, right? Mm-hmm. When she got married to Chris Humphries, hold on, because her wording was important. I don't think people picked up on it, right? She said she wanted the perfect wedding,
not the perfect husband or partner.
Like you can't chastise her if you're really not taking in words for what they are. Some people are like after the fact, like their intentions be shown, but she was very clear and concise. I want the perfect wedding. So with that, boom, you take that on whatever reality thing, and through that essence, like you'll get some sponsorship, whatever the case may or may not be. But she didn't say she wants the perfect life, or the perfect husband, or the perfect marriage. She just wanted a storytell wedding. So, Chris Humphries was just, a part of that, which is why they got divorced even quicker when they got married.
Right.
Understand what I'm saying? So, in that aspect of what I see it is that some people are maybe just with people for a sense of security.
And convenience.
Convenience and security,
absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Where it's not really that, there's real feelings involved. It's okay, like, you go, you do whatever, but you know what I mean? Like this is home, or this is mine. Like this person's mine. Like, this is public record. I'm in a relationship, because some people it's the status quo where after a certain age your family's pressing you or whatever. So some people always confuse the need for settling down, and they actually just settle.
Absolutely.
Right? Like we all need to settle down at some point. We can't be out here just slinging it, you know what I mean? Like, all over the place like we're 1923.
Hey man, George Clooney was doing it for a long time.
Yeah, George Clooney
No one's calling them out.
Just give me that George Clooney money, yo.
George Clooney is different lives than us, right? But I always tell people, because people want to bring those talks to you or whatever, I'm like, yo, public record, of course I need to settle down. But I'm not going to compromise and settle.
No.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So that's why I feel it is, because even when I saw that situation, like, people just fuck around and do cute things on everyday thing with a celebrity, but I'm looking at it from a different lens. Even when she did that, like, this bitch is whack.
Cause that's selfish too. Cause like if I'm like in your scenario, if I'm homeboy with the girl, like that will ruin me. Like yo, if I find out or she's like yo, I'm dipping for Shaw. Like yo, you just fucked. My life is fucked. Like I'm gonna dog out any girl that's next. Like it's a horrible pattern. It's like don't do that to people. It's not fair because if like that girl's my world, then my world is somebody else's world. Like that drives people insane. That's what people do.
Worlds.
Yeah, man.
That drives people nuts. Like so, any girl I mess with too is like, yo, if you have any stupid unresolved bullshit, like deal with it. Just let me just break it off now. I don't want to have to deal with that later or if we're too deep in a situation. Like I don't fight over girls, but like if I have my wife. Yo, I'm gonna have to snuff a nigga. Like, I don't care. Like, I know it's not his fault per se, but I'm sorry. Like, I just have to. I can't. You know, clearly I'm not gonna do anything physical to the woman, so I have to fight you, bro.
Yeah, the wife is a different aspect, right?